Yeah, hi all of you, good afternoon. Offline guys, can we all concentrate now? Settle down. दोस्ती गुड मॉर्निंग हो गई. अब मैं बोलूंगा, ठीक है? So all keep quiet, no murmuring now. And online, all of you, good afternoon. So we are starting with a unit today. Settle down quickly, please. Okay. So we are starting with the new unit, climatology. And climatology का textbook जो होगा by Savindra Singh again. Again, doesn't matter what edition you buy, any of them will do, but the new ones could have maybe a couple of pages आगे पीछे. Shyam, what was that? Okay, ये कहाँ से उठाया आपने? Geomorphic principles. Syllabus में जो है उससे बात करें आप, श्याम. Okay, because your foundation course is typically, okay, I'm going with syllabus and plus something more. You can't have everything in that session. D.S. Lal is a good book, but I don't follow it. Okay, अगर आपके पास से there are 4-5 books to follow. Whatever works for you, fine. But in the class, my reference will be this. Sakshi, the discussions on minerals was economic geology. Okay, what minerals are found where? Physical geography by Savindra Singh will not have all the topics. इसमें आप बार्गेन ना करो तो अच्छा है, ठीक है? If you have any other book, perfectly fine, follow it. But if I am referring to one book, the book I will refer to is Climatology by Savindra Singh. By Savindra Singh, any edition will do. इसके अलावा you also have books like D.S. Lal. You also have a book by Berry. You also have a book by Critchfield. Okay, अगर लाइब्रेरी खोलना है तो खोल लेना, no problem. You also have a book by no issues. I'm not speaking yet, so you can't hear me. We have a small situation, that's why we're trying to adjust. Give us a few minutes. What did I teach yesterday? अरे क्या मिस किया यार तुमने? Satyam, your life is You missed lot of things. You can't make up now. Notes check karo. Just give me 2 minutes. We'll start again. Wait. Okay, now. Okay, am I audible now? Am I audible to all of you now? Yes, the other room was having some issues in the audio. Parmita, am I audible there now? You have a lot of line doubts. ये क्या है? Raj Chaudhary, I'll talk to you afterwards. Rest portion of geomorphology. Your syllabus is taken care. जो भी additions होंगे वो बाद में. PYQs, yes, thank you for reminding me. Deep, मैं तो भूल ही गया था कि PYQ भी कोई चीज है. Okay, how can you do that? You do the PYQs of the topic I have taught you. Okay, और जो नहीं होगा छोड़ देना उसको, वो मुझे भी नहीं पता. I'll talk to you, Deep. Okay, Parmita, can you confirm if I'm audible there? Yes? Parmita, okay, fine. So we're starting off now. Okay, so I was mentioning the reference books. Yeah, please, now all of you concentrate. So, Climatology by Savindra Singh. is the book that I will follow in the class. Okay, there are other books also. It's a very good book called Critchfield, but for UPSC this will not be enough. Now my objective is one book where you can find most of what you need. Okay, our syllabus देखेंगे तो you will not have all the topics in these books. DS Lal भी अच्छा है, but again some topics are missing in DS Lal. So if you're following this, no problem. Apart from this, एक और किताब आती है Physical Geography by Savindra Singh. Now this book is having all topics of physical geography. Therefore some topics that we need are not there. So my recommendation again is, this is the book I will follow, Climatology by Savindra Singh. So, and you need not read all the pages, focus on what I teach you and I'll let you know what to read. Yes, Dagar, that much is enough for now. As you develop more content, you will get better at that. Abhi utna hi kare aap. See, there is no end to what you can refer, no end to what you can read. Okay, but your step one is control the topics that we have taught in the class first. ठीक है? Okay, let's move on now. So climatology में, climatology. Now just one suggestion to all of you. Physical geography का syllabus ऐसा है, almost 70-75% of your syllabus is directly relevant for your GS also. In the GS classes, okay, you probably will be given सब मिला के 10-15 odd days, maybe or even lesser than that, for entire physical geography. That's the compulsion of the GS programs itself. Okay, so those who are having geography optional, these topics should be very, very strongly built. So almost climatology में bearing 3 or 4 topics, बाकी सारे topics are important for your GS. Questions आते हैं and prelims also, mains also. ठीक है, so concentrate on these topics. So we'll start off with, okay, climatology है क्या? Climatology is the envelope of air around Earth. Okay, plus all other components like dust, like water vapor, okay, like ice crystals, etc. So what is the atmosphere? Okay, what is atmosphere? So climatology is the study of atmosphere. And study of atmosphere क्या है? The atmosphere is nothing but the envelope of air, is the layer of air that we have. Okay, so whenever you talk about Earth, your technical books will always say Earth is the Earth and atmosphere system. So Earth is never in terms of land alone. When I say Earth, I don't mean continents and oceans alone. When we say Earth, Earth is always along with the atmosphere. There is one theory, most of us know, the process how Earth was formed. Okay, how Earth was formed? Earth was formed by one of the process called as the nebular process. Okay, nebular accretion process. One of the process of Earth's formation was nebular, N-E-B-U-L-A-R, nebular accretion process. Sorry, not accretionary. Okay, accretion process means there were dusts, there were gases that solidified and became Earth. Okay, and in this process, what happens was the heavier elements, the heavier okay, matter became the solid Earth, and the lighter ones and the gases became the atmosphere. So imagine, लिख लो पहले, there is a process of Earth's formation called as the nebular process, the nebular accretion process. Accretion means growth. Nebular accretion process. And in this what happens is, there is some dust, there are gases, and they all combine together. They become solid in some ways and they become earth. So imagine there is a lot of gases, dust, okay, and these gases and dust, these together are called as the nebula or nebulae. This is a very, very old cloud. This is something like a cloud. Okay, and this nebula, it starts contracting, it starts becoming solid, so it becomes layers. Okay, layers of earth, and we have the solid earth. You all know about the core, you know about the mantle, you know about the crust. Beyond the solid, what we have is, we have the atmosphere here. So atmospheric formation is part of the nebular process. So our conclusion here is, the atmosphere's formation was part of the nebular process. The atmosphere's formation was part of the nebular accretion. Okay, was part of the nebular 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 accretion process. Was part of the nebular accretion process. So when Earth was becoming solid, okay, the gases separated out and this became your actual Earth. But don't exclude this from the Earth. Don't exclude this from the Earth. So whenever you talk about Earth, you always say Earth atmosphere system together. ये दोनों मिला के बात करते हैं, ठीक है? अच्छा, now what happened was, this ancient Earth, ये जो ancient Earth है, okay, what it had was the part which is solid and part which was gases. But these gases were very, very light and very, very less. Okay, and these gases, they escaped. The initial gases, they escaped because Earth was still not perfectly formed. The gravity was still not very, very high. Okay, and gases that got separated, the gases will escape the gravity. The question is, then how did our present atmosphere form? Okay, so there's a process how it was happening. Okay, so I said atmosphere's formation was part of the nebular accretion process. The heavier elements, okay, and the heavier matter, the heavier elements, heavier matter became solid earth, and the lighter ones and the gases became atmosphere. So jab heavier ones become the earth solid and these are the gases, lighter ones. Our point is, in the initial phase, these gases escaped because earth was still not having a very high density. Earth was still formation phase. So this was the initial atmosphere. Okay, the present day atmosphere was formed later. Okay, the initial atmosphere, the atmosphere which is derived from, the atmosphere derived from the nebula. Okay, the initial one from nebula, that I said has escaped. वो अब रहा नहीं. Your present atmosphere was formed later by another process. ये processes क्या हैं? It was formed by certain physical processes. It was formed by certain biological processes and formed by certain chemical reactions. Okay, the initial atmosphere was the consequence of nebular accretion process. The second atmosphere, the later one, is the consequence of certain physical processes, certain biological processes, and lot of chemical reactions that happened later. For example, the formation of ozone. Ozone is a chemical process where oxygen will split. Okay, a nascent one is formed and that combines with an oxygen molecule. So ozone, I hope all of you know ozone, O3. Ozone is the consequence of a chemical reaction. वो एक cycle है, कैसे बनता है, कैसे टूटता है. The cycle is called as Chapman cycle. Just know these terms, okay? अभी detail हम जरूरत पड़ेगा तो बताएंगे. There is a cycle called as Chapman cycle. Chapman. Chapman cycle. A cycle where ozone is created, ozone is destroyed. Ozone is created, ozone is destroyed. It's a continuous cycle. Biological process, I'm sure you all know about photosynthesis. How was the oxygen of today formed? Largely because of photosynthesis. Okay, and also lot of contribution by respiration. So when I am having a respiration, I contribute carbon dioxide. When we have respiration, we contribute water vapor. Okay, so lot of carbon dioxide and water vapor has come from the biological processes. Okay, and this has given us oxygen. So our present atmosphere is partly because of physical process, partly because of chemical reactions. Physical processes, okay, the most important one is degassing. Degassing of Earth's interiors. This is nothing but volcanism. Nothing but volcanism. Okay, so Earth, initial Earth, it had lot of volcanoes. There was eruption, gases are coming out, lava is coming out, and in this eruptions, the two major components were carbon dioxide and water vapor, plus lot of sulfur compounds also have come out. Okay, so volcanism also called as degassing. Volcanism also called as degassing. Degassing means the gases are getting removed. Degassing. I hope all of you know this, that when we have volcanic eruption, lava is not the only component. Lava ke saath mein, you'll have lot of other things coming out. And gases also are present in volcanism. The two major component, which is carbon dioxide and water vapor, has primarily come from degassing process. Okay, and lot of sulfur compounds also come out. Sulfur gases bahut aata hai volcanism mein. Okay, but the bulk of the component was carbon dioxide, water vapor. And what happened was, the water vapor, it condensed and it rained. Okay, this became the basis of all water on the oceans. ये बहुत बड़ा debate है that the water that Earth has आया कहाँ से है? So one theory says the water came from outer space, but now we know कि no. Okay, water vapor and water has come from the interiors of Earth. When the eruption going on, lot of water vapor comes out, and it's heavier one. And this water vapor will condense and will fall down as rain. And this water accumulates, and it has become all the ice that we have, all the oceans that we have. Yes, Akshat, you can use the word degassing. Yes, sulfur is also a good amount coming out. Yes, correct. So the water vapor kya hua? The water vapor condensed and it rained. And that water has become all the water of the oceans. Okay, one. And number two, okay, the carbon dioxide which was in the atmosphere, it got dissolved in the water and it also was brought down. That's why the bulk of carbon dioxide today is trapped in the oceans. Oceans are very, very important carbon sinks. So when we have ocean warming, ये बहुत बड़ा डर है. Lot of gas will also escape and add to our global warming. Okay, so what happened was, the water rains down and becomes the ocean ka water, and the carbon dioxide, it gets washed down and is now mostly as a dissolved carbon dioxide in the ocean waters. I hope all of you are aware of this. that the ocean water is not perfectly neutral in terms of the pH value. It is slightly acidic, and bulk of the carbon dioxide is in the deeper waters. Why? Because deep waters are very, very cold. Okay, but as water gets warmer, we have got the ocean temperature increasing. This carbon dioxide can also escape. Okay, and can add to the problems of global warming. Okay? Yes, oceans are an important carbon sink, correct? They are an important carbon sink. So, atmospheric formation was a slow, gradual process in its evolution, and it is now mostly as dissolved carbon dioxide in the ocean waters. It is now mostly the dissolved carbon dioxide in the ocean waters. Okay, and whatever other components we have, okay, the other components of the atmosphere have been added later by other processes. In fact, a good amount of nitrogen is also from the degassing process. The other components of the atmosphere, have been added later by other processes. So I don't expect an answer on this, but have a brief idea about how was the atmosphere originating. Though in our Earth's history, we have had two broad phases. One is the first atmosphere, which was the consequence of the nebular process. And then we have the new atmosphere, which was the consequence of degassing and the other physical, chemical and biological process. So I think not much to understand here, just an idea for your logical beginning. All good here? Yes, Faisal, carbon sink. Carbon sink means some entity or some system which has the bulk of that type of an element. So the oceans are carbon sinks, yes. Anybody can tell me what other examples of carbon sinks? The forests. The forests are also carbon sinks. The coal is also a type of a natural carbon sink. And each time you heat or you are burning coal, you are releasing the carbon and the carbon dioxide from these natural carbon sinks. Yes. Okay, so you know the examples of, yes, the swamps are also carbon sinks, correct. Amazon, any forest, Abhinav, any forest, not just Amazon, but yes, Amazon is the largest natural forest carbon sink. Okay, so reason. So it's both way. The plants use carbon dioxide and they also release carbon dioxide. It's a two-way process. Okay, that's why they are the source and also sink. But bulk of it is the sink effect. Net effect is they store more carbon than they release carbon. Yes, Amazons are also called as the lungs of the earth. Yes, correct. Finally, move on. So, next discussion is what is the composition of atmosphere? What is the composition of atmosphere? So, 2-3 points here. First point is the atmosphere is a mixture. It is a mixture, as in, it is not all of them are chemically interacting. It is a mixture. It's a mixture of gases. It is a mixture of water vapor. इसको अलग बात करते हैं. It also includes dust particles. It also includes ice crystals. ये dust particles and pollutants, you also have some amount of pollutants also. We also call these as aerosols. The atmosphere includes gases, water vapor, dust particles. There are pollutants also. What are pollutants? Anybody can tell me one sentence definition? What are pollutants? What are any pollutants? Unwanted. What are pollutants? Okay, pollutant is anything which is not naturally a part of the system. It may be unwanted or wanted, whatever. Anything which is not a part of the system naturally is called as a pollutant. Not excess. ये difference है. Okay. So things like carbon monoxide, it is not present in the atmosphere naturally. Or think of those CFCs, okay, hydrofluorocarbons, they are not in the atmosphere naturally. Okay, so those are called as pollutants, yes. So the dust particles plus pollutants, the pollutants are the consequence of human activities. So all of them together are called as aerosols. ये भी important है in some other way. Yeah, there are different categories of pollutants on the basis of the size. तो वो अलग चीज है. Like say, what do you think? Ozone is a pollutant or a natural thing in the atmosphere? What is ozone? Yes. So, agar ozone is in the stratosphere, it is natural. If ozone is in the lower troposphere, it's a pollutant. It's not about excess or not excess, it's about what is not present naturally. Yes, that's called as the bad ozone, correct. There's good ozone and there's bad ozone. So actually ozone in some way is toxic, okay, if you inhale it. So in the lower atmosphere it's bad, but in stratosphere, we'll talk about this today itself, it's a good thing. Yes, anything which is not part of a system naturally. So atmosphere is a mixture, okay, one. Second important point is that there is a permanent composition of atmosphere and there is a variable composition also of the atmosphere. Some components are permanent, जैसे कि your oxygen is permanent, the carbon dioxide is permanent, the ozone is permanent, the nitrogen is permanent, and variable things like, think of dust particles are variable. Okay, even water vapor is considered to be variable. So atmospheric composition में some components are considered as permanent compositions. उनका ratio, if man is not involved, the ratio will not change. It's supposed to be fixed in some ways. A human problem is we end up changing this also. Otherwise, left to itself, certain type of gases, certain substances are present permanently and the ratios are fixed. And some components are variable. So the most important variable ones are the dust particles and water vapor. Dust and water vapor are the important variable components. Okay? So that's a second concept. Third concept is in terms of proportion. In terms of proportion, nitrogen makes up approximately 78%, oxygen makes up about 21%, argon is about 0.93%, carbon dioxide, okay, is about 0.03%, and then we have gases like hydrogen. It is 0.12345, okay, hydrogen. वैसे more or less even ozone is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. Okay, some books they might mention 4 or 6 also, but keep it at a convenient number. Okay, so this is the bulk of the atmosphere. अगर आप इतना add करें, add up this much, this is approximately 99.99 almost approximate 9%, or keep it as 95, whatever. To be safe side, keep it as 99.9% of atmosphere is nitrogen, oxygen, argon and carbon dioxide. Yes, yes. सब रीजन, अभी ये सब डाउट को होल्ड करो, अभी चुपचाप लिखो. Okay, when we start off, you first know some facts, then we'll see what will happen. Okay, so you just write this down. Just write these facts down first. The fact is, in the atmosphere, nothing is constant. Everything can change. Everything is impacted by many factors. When I say permanent and variable, is in terms of what varies more and what varies less. Okay. Otherwise, in the atmosphere, everything, we also add oxygen, no? And the fact is, lot of processes are removing carbon dioxide also. We also add carbon, even if I don't have pollution, tab bhi change hota rehta hai. But in principle, we consider these as relatively permanent because the proportion should not change too much. Okay, ask me, ये topics is GS topics, ठीक है? इसमें अगर if I move at dictation speed, you are in trouble then. Keep writing, or you'll manage. Okay, keep writing points here. So nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide. These four are considered to be relatively permanent. Okay, whereas permanent, and they make up 99.9%. Hydrogen, ozone are also permanent, but they make up a very small proportion. Okay, now one question to all of you. When I say percentage, percentage of what? Okay, if I say percentage, percentage of what? In what way? Of total. Total kya? Total population. Okay. Total what? हाँ, यहीं पर फंसा दिया. Prelims question बन गया आपका. Okay. Percentage of what? Percentage, अच्छा, ये बताओ, percentage in what sense? Is it in terms of volume or in terms of mass? Volume or mass? I guess we have all type of answers. किसी ने air mass भी कह दिया, ये तो आगे पढ़ लिया है. Okay, so this is by volume of what? By volume of what? Okay, of volume of dry air. Okay, total समझ में आता है. Total में क्या add करोगे, क्या नहीं करोगे? Yes, Prashant. It is percentage in terms of volume of dry air. So all these calculations are based on assuming air has no water vapor. Because the water vapor is one of the most variable ones. Most variable ones. And the water vapor almost 100% is within the first 6-7 kilometers of the atmosphere. उसके ऊपर में hardly any water vapor, and whatever water vapor we have is a part of the biological process today. जो पहला वाला water vapor था, it has now gone. It has rained down and become the oceans. Okay, so water vapor is one of the very, very important variable component of the atmosphere. So we exclude that and then talk about the proportion in terms of volume of dry air. All good here? All fine? Okay, so these are those traps जहाँ आप फंस जाओगे. अच्छा, now if you talk in terms of okay, biological process, if you talk in the biological process, oxygen, carbon dioxide are the most important gases. Understandable? I will not have photosynthesis without carbon dioxide. I will not have respiration without oxygen. So in terms of biological importance, the most important gases are ozone and carbon dioxide. Okay, but other gases and other components are also very, very important. Other gases and other components are also very, very important. जैसे कि the nitrogen which is 78%, इसका main काम क्या है? The main work of nitrogen is dilution, because oxygen by itself is going to support combustion. If it was only oxygen, the whole atmosphere will burn away. So nitrogen helps in dilution of the atmosphere. It helps the atmosphere remain diluted with respect to the oxygen content. Dilution. The role of argon is also dilution. Okay, this is 0.93% is also dilution. Okay, plus the variable gases and the minor components. The variable gases and the minor components. I'm talking about ozone. I'm talking about say dust particles, which are very less. The variable gases and the minor components. What is dilution? Dilution means the oxygen will not be too much in terms of proportion. अगर ज़्यादा ऑक्सीजन हो गया रेशियो में, the whole atmosphere can burn away. Okay, so आपने बेसिकली पानी मिला दिया, जैसे बोलते हैं दूध में पानी मिलाया, तो वैसे एटमॉस्फेयर में आपने नाइट्रोजन मिला दिया, आपने आर्गन मिला दिया, आपने हीलियम मिला दिया. So dilution is so that the oxygen proportion is very, very less. Otherwise, the whole atmosphere will burn away. Okay. So variable gases and minor components, in particular ozone, dust particles. You can also add water vapor. These are the most important components for all atmospheric and weather processes. The variable gases and the minor components. Okay, variable ones, jiska ki amount can keep on changing, is variable. Permanent means it does not change. So nitrogen does not change much, oxygen does not change much, your ratio of gases like argon will not change much. These are called as permanent, okay, and they are not changing. Variable ones which can fluctuate very fast. Water vapor is one of the major variable ones. Like even carbon dioxide, if it was not for human activities, even this is considered to be a permanent one. Okay? So our point here is the variable gases and the minor components like ozone, like dust particles, like water vapor, आप इसमें carbon dioxide भी add कर सकते if you want to add here. These are the most important components for all atmospheric and weather processes. Anybody why? Why are these the most important components for atmospheric and weather processes? Yes, anybody? Yeah? Anybody? Condensation, rainfall, okay, heat distribution, act as catalyst, और कुछ बचा? Hormone भी add कर दो, enzyme भी add कर दो. One sentence बताओ. Okay. Cause denudation, ये तो अलग लेवल का हो गया. मसरूफ ज्यादा सोच लिया आपने. Okay. Denudation बता दिया आपने. Okay. I think I will answer, okay, before I embarrass myself more. Now listen. They are the most important because these substances are capable of absorbing heat. We call these as greenhouse substances. Oxygen is not a very powerful greenhouse substance. Nitrogen is not a good greenhouse substance. Argon is not a greenhouse substance. Okay, they are capable of absorbing heat energy. Okay, anything which can absorb heat is called as greenhouse substance. Okay, and whatever weather you have, whether winds की बात करो, rainfall की बात करो, snowfall की, whatever weather pattern is essentially the consequence of the atmosphere trying to balance heat difference. Okay, so if something is very hot, I will have a low pressure, and the wind will start flowing from from high towards low. When something becomes hot, it starts to rise up. It rises up, forms clouds, okay, the water vapor, and starts to rain. Okay, so when we are mentioning the importance of atmosphere, okay, actually देखा जाए 99.9% of the atmosphere almost has no role in the climatic processes. नाइट्रोजन का कोई रोल नहीं है ज्यादा, ऑक्सीजन का खास रोल नहीं है, और आर्गन का भी खास रोल नहीं है. 99.9% of the atmosphere does not have any significant role in the climatic processes. So climatic processes mein what matters are carbon dioxide, what matters are the amount of ozone concentration, what matters are the dust particles, what matters are those aerosols which otherwise sometimes also include the pollutants. Is it okay, all of you? So for geography, climatology, I am more concerned about these substances rather than nitrogen or oxygen or argon. Nitrogen, I said, is 78%, oxygen is 21%, and argon is 0.93%. These don't play much role in climatic processes. All good? So when we talk about climatology, it includes three things. It includes the atmosphere, it includes the elements of weather and climate, and it includes how climate and weather change. These three things are part of climatology. Okay, we study atmosphere. Atmosphere क्या है? उसमें what are the components? Okay, we study elements of weather and climate. Elements of weather climate includes winds, it includes clouds, it includes temperature, it includes precipitation. Okay, and also includes humidity. These are considered as the elements of weather and climate. The winds, the clouds, the temperature, precipitation, and humidity. These are considered as the elements of weather. Pressure. Oh, I forgot pressure. Yes, thank you. Pressure, winds, clouds, temperature, precipitation, and humidity. Basically, not every humidity becomes clouds. Not every clouds becomes rainfall. Okay, so वैसे precipitation का मतलब होता है whatever falls through the atmosphere. It could be clouds, it could be snowfall, it could be hailstone, it could be rainfall, and we have a range there. The third one is temperature. Temperature, clouds. Argon, yes, Nihal, ये how वाला question अभी नहीं बताएंगे. Okay, you just remember this. उतना काफी है for dilution. Like इतना बड़ा body है, अगर आपको एक ड्रॉप पिला दिया जाए धतूरा का, it's enough for a lot of things. ठीक है? So we don't question how. Okay, उतना काफी है. Bad example, I'll take it on myself. Okay, Nihal. ठीक है? Yes. So जितना percentage है उतना काफी है. Okay, don't ask कि why इतने कम में हो जाता है. हो जाता है. Something we leave it to God sometimes. How? Yes, the third aspect is how climate and weather change. So climatology includes the study of atmosphere, it includes the elements of weather and climate, and it includes how the climate weather change. ये तीन आपका है the scope of climatology. ठीक है? So my discussion point was whatever weather climate you are seeing is Sara is the consequence of the carbon dioxide proportion, water vapor proportion, dust particles, and other aerosols. Okay, 99.9% does not do anything in this. And that's a very surprising insight, I hope, for all of you. Okay, so climatology के लिए बाकी सब बेकार है. But don't stop breathing. Okay, you still need to breathe to study how they're important. Yes, even ozone. Yes, you're right. Even ozone. Ozone is an important. So these substances which absorb heat are called as the greenhouse substances. हाँ, CO2 को खाम बदनाम कर रखा है. Okay, that's the very important one. Yes. ठीक है, can I move on now? We are starting off in the process. Okay. Next is what is the structure of the atmosphere? What is the structure of the atmosphere? So I was discussing two things. One I discussed is what is the origin of atmosphere. The second discussion was what is the composition of atmosphere. Now I am discussing what is the structure of atmosphere. Origin means it's more of a narration that atmosphere has been formed by different processes through Earth's geological history. An old one was there, it's lost. The new one is by some processes. The composition, you have got different names now. The third discussion is the structure. Now when I say structure, what do I mean? I'm talking about how is the atmosphere organized. Okay, what are the layers of atmosphere and with what properties? What are the parts of the atmosphere? When we say structure, I mean something about the interiors. कि atmosphere अंदर से कैसा है? Okay, in terms of layering, in terms of the arrangement of the gases, in terms of how the gases are organized or how are they arranged. How are they arranged? Parmita, is all fine there? Any doubts? Any doubts there? All fine? Okay. उज्जवल, नो किस में? फाइन में नो है या नो डाउट्स में नो है? आई एम अज्यूमिंग नो डाउट्स. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, Om Dagar. Second, third line. Organized. ये का first line है तो. How is the atmosphere organized? How is the atmosphere arranged? What are the layers of the atmosphere and with what properties? What are the layers of the atmosphere and with what properties? Again, same idea. What are the parts of the atmosphere? वही बात मैंने चाहते घुमा के बता दिया. Okay, क्या वही रहे हैं? Discussing how they are organized, how they are arranged. Okay, moving on. Now, there are three ways of studying atmosphere structure. The three ways of studying atmosphere's structure. One is on the basis of temperature properties. On the basis of temperature properties, on the basis of relative mixing, and on the basis of density layers. The three ways of studying how the atmosphere is arranged. And three ways of studying atmospheric structure. One is on the basis of temperature properties. How does the temperature vary? Second is on the basis of relative mixing. How the mixing, in which layer you have got more mixing, in which layers you have got less mixing. And third is on the basis of density. Which layers are more dense and which layers are less dense. The three ways of studying atmosphere structure. Let's start with the temperature pattern. So atmospheric structure according to the temperature pattern. Now before I discuss this, couple of points first. Take a write a heading: atmospheric structure according to the temperature patterns. According to the temperature patterns. All good to go? We can continue? Yes, Soumya, correct. Continue? Right, okay. The first point is that the solar energy is the primary source of all energy. Almost 99.99% of energy on the earth is from the sun. The solar energy is the primary source of all energy. Okay, one point. Second point is the incoming solar radiation is called insolation. Okay, the solar energy is the primary source of all energy. It accounts for almost 99.99% of all energy. The incoming solar radiation is called as insolation. Okay, so short form of incoming solar radiation is called as the insolation. Third is insolation has a spectrum. इंसुलेशन जो है ये अर्थ के अंदर आती है एज अ रेडिएशन. What comes in is radiation. The insolation is radiation, and this radiation has a spectrum. It has a spectrum. एक range of energy है spectrum. So what happens is the primary spectrum that enters Earth are ultraviolet and the visible spectrum. What enters Earth, okay, so if you know something here, the spectrum of radiation hai, we have got gamma rays, we have got X-rays, ultraviolet rays, the visible spectrum, the infrared, the microwaves and the radio waves. This is the spectrum of energy. I repeat, gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet, visible spectrum, okay, infrared, microwaves and radio waves. Gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet radiations, the visible spectrum, the infrared, okay, energy, microwaves, and we have radio waves. Yes, radio waves. इसमें क्या है? गामा रेज, एक्स रेज बहुत पहले जा चुका है, absorbed by the magnetosphere. We don't have this. These are not high energy, so they don't reach Earth from the sun. Sun से हमें क्या मिलता है? Primarily are the ultraviolet ones and the visible spectrum. These are the two energy that Earth receives from the sun. All good here? Online, is it okay, all of you? What we receive are the ultraviolet and the visible spectrum, what we can see. Okay? What we can see. The third point here is, the next point here is, ultraviolet is absorbed by primarily ozone layer in the stratosphere. अभी लिख लो, समझाएंगे बाद में. Ultraviolet is absorbed by primarily the ozone layer. Why I'm saying primarily ozone? Because there are some other layers above this that can also absorb ultraviolet. But the main absorption happens by the ozone layer and very importantly, the visible spectrum. The visible spectrum passes through the atmosphere and reaches and gets absorbed by the Earth's surface. The visible spectrum passes through the atmosphere. That's why we say that the atmosphere is transparent to the visible spectrum. The visible spectrum is not absorbed by the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, they can pass through. So अगर ये Earth है, ये Earth का surface है, and say this is atmosphere, so one energy coming in is ultraviolet. Ultraviolet gets absorbed by the ozone. It is over here. Okay. The another type of energy coming in is the visible spectrum. This energy will pass and hit the Earth's surface. So the atmosphere is not capable of absorbing the visible one. इसको कैसे बोलते हैं? We say that the atmosphere, what this means basically is the atmosphere is transparent to the visible spectrum of light, the visible spectrum of insolation. देखा आपने all of you? The atmosphere is transparent to the visible spectrum of insolation. Okay, insolation. Anybody can tell me why? Why is the atmosphere transparent to the visible spectrum? Anybody, why? Why is ozone capable of absorbing ultraviolet? Why? Why? This is what is called as property. Property में हम why नहीं पूछते हैं, ठीक है? This is the property of the atmosphere. The atmosphere has selective absorption property. It will not absorb everything. Visible spectrum of light or visible spectrum of electromagnetic waves. Visible spectrum of light or visible spectrum of yes, ये rule है. ठीक है all of you? Anyway, just a curious point. Do you know what is the range of the visible spectrum? क्या range है? So it's about 10 to power minus 4 to 10 to power minus 7 microns. 10 to power minus 4 to about 10 to power minus 7 microns. ठीक है, हाँ, बाकी यूनिट्स में इट विल वेरी. यू रिमेंबर दिस मच. इस रेंज में, ये रेंज जो है, इस रेंज में अगर आएगा, द एटमॉस्फेयर कांट एब्जॉर्ब. व्हाई? बिकॉज दैट इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ द एटमॉस्फेयर. ओके, सो आई रिपीट, ये अर्थ है एंड दिस इज द सन, दिस इज द एटमॉस्फेयर. सन से तो बहुत कुछ आ रहा है, बट व्हाट एंटर्स एटमॉस्फेयर इज, I said the ultraviolet. What enters atmosphere is the visible spectrum. The other range, for whatever reasons, they get absorbed here. The other range, they can't reach the earth. यही दो अर्थ तक पहुंचता है. The ultraviolet, ozone absorbs. The visible spectrum passes through atmosphere and Earth's surface absorbs. So is the visible spectrum responsible for heating the atmosphere? Is the visible spectrum responsible for heating the atmosphere? No. Okay? Because अगर absorb नहीं होगा तो heat भी नहीं करेगा. Okay? It passes directly and absorbed by the earth. Now what happens is earth becomes hot and earth will radiate back. Okay, so this out radiation, this ends up heating the atmosphere. The solar energy, जो direct heating है, happens by ultraviolet and happens by the counter radiations from the earth. ठीक है? So I receive something and then I throw back. When I throw back, now this throwing back wala will get absorbed in the atmosphere. Okay, what goes out is also called as long wave radiations. So these outgoing radiations will be in the infrared range. The outgoing will be in the microwave range. The outgoing will be in the radio wave range. And these energies, while going out, the atmosphere will absorb. Is it okay? So our discussion point was that atmosphere is not heated by the incoming visible spectrum of light. Okay, and the atmosphere is heated in two ways. Number one, by the absorption of ozone in the upper layers, and number two is by absorption of the outgoing radiations from the Earth's surface. The atmosphere is not heated by the incoming visible spectrum of light. What comes in will not heat. The atmosphere is heated by, okay, two things. One is by absorption of ozone in the upper layers. By absorption of ozone in the upper layers. And number two, by the absorption of the outgoing radiations from the Earth's surface. Absorption of outgoing radiations from the Earth's surface. So if I ask you a question, okay, how is the atmosphere heated? We'll say two ways. One is from above by ultraviolet, and number two, okay, from below by absorption of outgoing radiations from Earth's surface. How is the atmosphere heated? The atmosphere is heated by two ways. One is from the above by ultraviolet. ये कौन absorb करता है? Absorbed by ozone layer and also some of the ions in the upper atmosphere. How is the atmosphere heated? One is from above by ultraviolet absorbed by ozone and the ions. There are loose ions. And from below by the absorption of, from below by the absorption of outgoing radiations from the Earth's surface. No, outgoing, okay, is not in the visible spectrum. Outgoing is in the higher wavelengths. The wavelengths are more than 10 to power minus 4. The outgoing radiations, okay, are higher range mein. Yes, there are loose ions. Yes, there are ionic constituents also that make up the upper atmosphere. ये लिख लिया all of you? All done? All done? All done? So if I draw this again, अगर ये earth surface है, and say this is the boundary of the atmosphere. Okay, so what comes in? I said what comes in is ultraviolet. So this ultraviolet can heat the atmosphere here. And what also comes in is visible spectrum, but visible spectrum will not heat. How it gets heated is when this is re-radiated, when this is again, okay, out radiated. So what goes out, this will heat, okay, will heat the lower layers. So some heating happens, some heating happens, okay, from top towards like this, and some heating happens from bottom towards top. नहीं, Manish, the outgoing radiation is not Earth's internal heat. वो अलग है, उसको छोड़ दो. Okay, outgoing radiation is this energy is absorbed and it is given out. Okay, this energy is absorbed and this is re-radiated. I'm ignoring the heat of volcanism. I'm ignoring the heat of the Earth's interiors. I'm ignoring the heat inside the mantle. उसको छोड़ दो आप. All fine here? Okay. Now, अगर आपको पूछेगा choice में, which of this is more important, then this is more important. Because I'm talking in the context of the weather patterns. Okay. ये भी important है. Okay. But for our atmospheric weather, for our climate, ये ज़्यादा important है rather than this one. ठीक है? So bulk of the heating. So ये जो heating है, this is responsible for less than 15% of all heating of the atmosphere. The bulk heating happens because of this one. Okay? So ये इसका कम रोल है, इसका कम रोल है, इसका मेजर रोल है. The remaining heating is done from this one. Remember that for now. Yes, yes. वो सब टर्म अभी यूज मत करो. Sayyid Amir, you'll only confuse yourself and the rest. Any doubt still here? So if I use a statement that the atmosphere is heated from below, it makes sense now? The atmosphere is heated, okay, as the energy is released by the earth's surface. यही reason है. I mean, if you should have thought about this. अगर ये sun है, and this is the earth here, and this is the mountain here, mountain का top A है, mountain का base B है, and energy is coming in. If atmosphere was heated by the incoming radiation, which should have been more hotter? This should have been more hotter. Actually होता क्या है? This is actually cooler. Why? Because the incoming radiations don't heat. The energy passes straight, gets absorbed, and then the outgoing one starts heating. That is why the lower layers are more warm. As I go up, it becomes more cooler. Make sense? Yes, Satya Prakash, you have discovered my handwriting today. Welcome to the club. बहुत बड़ा club है, fan club है मेरा handwriting का. Okay, so welcome. You'll get used to the great work of art. Don't worry. उज्जवल ना ये गड़बड़ है. एरिया कम है, ये इतना फिजिक्स नहीं चाहिए. Okay, तो क्या आप कहना चाह रहे हो कि अगर ऐसा हो गया तो ये गर्म हो जाएगा, ठंडा हो जाएगा? Okay, उज्जवल, okay, ज्ञान कंट्रोल, okay, process required. ठीक है? Yes, yes, Amrish. All those who understand handwriting, they're part of big boys club and the fabulous ladies club. Can I explain how incoming radiation changes wavelength? Okay, magic. Something we just accept. Okay, उसके लिए आपको जानना पड़ेगा what's called as Wein's displacement law. Okay, and we have some other laws of physics like Boltzmann law also. छोड़ दो उसको. Okay, we leave that. We just remember the outgoing radiations. They are not as powerful the atmosphere can absorb. Once again, the concept of visible spectrum. मैं वही बोलूंगा दोबारा. Okay, इसकी औकात नहीं है कुछ कर पाए. This energy does not have the force to heat this. Okay, it goes straight. Okay, या तो उल्टा होना चाहिए. Atmosphere की औकात नहीं है to absorb this. Because these energies are high energy radiations. The atmosphere can't hold. What I can't hold can't heat. Atmosphere is not capable of absorbing the high energy radiations. What goes out, it has less energy. The atmosphere can hold it. Arvind, is it okay? Kiran, okay, ignore, you are not wrong, but ignore that point for now. So our discussion was the atmosphere is heated, okay, from below. This is an important point that I want you to know. Now, based on this, we have the temperature patterns of the atmosphere. Okay, so now the temperature patterns of atmosphere is based on the above heating, okay, patterns of, okay, or heating patterns by insolation. तो हमारा टॉपिक ये था, how can I study the patterns in terms of layering? The temperature patterns of atmosphere or the layering of atmosphere is based on the above heating pattern by insolation. Yes, infrared जो अंदर आ रहा है, that also is not capable because infrared is very low energy. It does not reach Earth, Manish. Okay, low energy will not cross the space to reach Earth. ठीक है? Okay, let's move on. So what are the layers of atmosphere? अगर ये अर्थ सरफेस है, so don't draw this for now. First listen. अगर ये अर्थ सरफेस है, there is a lower layer called as troposphere. Then there is another layer. There is a transition layer and a top layer. So this lower layer is called as the tropopause. This is called as the strato. Let me. Sometimes I also become considerate. So, sorry. I got a bit nervous, sorry. Troposphere. This is the stratosphere. This is the transition layer called as mesosphere. And then we have ये पैटर्न का बेसिस क्या है? टेम्परेचर पैटर्न्स. ओके, so it's a temperature pattern. You will not say exosphere, you will say thermosphere. Exosphere is on the basis of location. Ionosphere is on the basis of composition. हम टेम्परेचर की बात कर रहे हैं. There is a troposphere, there is a stratosphere, there is a mesosphere and a thermosphere. And thermosphere, okay, this is approximately till around 800 to 1000 kilometers. For all practical purpose, इसके beyond, people might call this as exosphere. An exosphere may be around 10,000 kilometers. Okay, but for now let's consider thermosphere is what grades into the outer space eventually. So for all practical purpose we say that this is the boundary of the atmosphere. इसके beyond, okay, so all the temperature patterns are measured beyond this. इसके ऊपर है atmosphere, but that we don't consider, not of much consequence. ठीक है? So exosphere is so atmosphere in terms of physical conditions शायद यहां तक है. Okay, but for temperature patterns we say this is the boundary of the atmosphere, 800 to 1000 kilometer. अगर ये surface zero है, the troposphere का height varies. At the poles it could be around 6 or 9 kilometers height. At the equator approximately 16 kilometers. Some books can mention 18 also. ये एक range है. The stratosphere is up to around 50 kilometers. The mesosphere is up to around 80 kilometers. Yes. Zishan, that variation is there. The why slant line is because the troposphere has more height above equator. So ये वाला जो है, यहाँ पर equator है 0 degree equator, and it has less height over the poles. At the poles it has a lower height. Simple thing like pole में ठंडा है, the whole atmosphere sinks down. In the equator, air is hot, warm, air gets thrown above. So this line therefore has a variable height. The height is less at the poles, the height is more at the equator. Less at the poles and more, और ये values याद रखो, no more or less. Yes, फैसल, उतना भरोसा रखना पड़ेगा. Can I move on? You've drawn this diagram? Acha, now, you're online, all fine? Paramita, all fine there? Yes? Okay, fine. Now listen. ये layers का basis क्या है? Temperature patterns. So the troposphere का basis is, in this layer, that the temperature is decreasing with height. In this layer, temperature is decreasing with height. In this layer, temperature is increasing with height. In this layer, again temperature starts increasing with height. Okay, so if on the x-axis I am plotting temperature, if on the y-axis I am plotting height, in the troposphere the temperature is decreasing. Okay, there is a fall of temperature. On the stratosphere height, the temperature is increasing. In the thermosphere, the temperature again starts to increase. Mesosphere is like a transition zone. यहां भी बढ़ रहा है, यहां भी बढ़ रहा है, तो यहां पर तो घटेगा ही ना. What other option it has? So troposphere is the layer where temperature falls with height. Stratosphere is where temperature increases with height. Thermosphere is where temperature again increases with height. Mesosphere is like a transition zone. Zishan, slowly, okay, slowly, dhire dhire. Okay, let's do it one by one. Okay, mesosphere is like a transition zone. Okay, so write down a couple of points here, that these layers are on the basis of temperature patterns. Number one, troposphere में क्या होता है? Temperature falls with a height. Okay, temperature falls. Why does it fall with height? Because atmosphere is heated from below. The outgoing radiations will heat it. So lower layers are more warmer. As you rise up, okay, it becomes cooler. So why is the troposphere having decrease in temperature? Why? Because troposphere is heated from below. Because the troposphere is heated by the outgoing long wave radiations. लिखो please. The troposphere में क्या है? The temperature falls with height. The troposphere is heated from below. The troposphere is heated from below. The troposphere is heated by outgoing long wave radiations. Yes, यहीं पर सारा काम है. Okay, dust particle का, water vapor का, even carbon monoxide and pollutants का यही role है. Even carbon dioxide has a good role here. But the main impact is of the water vapor and the pollutants and the dust particles. Because CO2 is almost everywhere. ठीक है? So greenhouse gases तो हर जगह हैं, but यहां पर कौन-कौन से gases more important है? Dust particles are important, water vapor is important, pollutants are important, plus also carbon dioxide is important. Troposphere is heated from below, and I hope you all know the rate at which the cooling is there. Okay, क्या है? Value कितना है? The rate of cooling with height कितना है? 6.4 centigrade per kilometer. Yeah, 6.5 and 4, fine. ठीक है, 6.5 will also do. The fact is that these numbers are actually not fixed. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? It's called as lapse rate. And what lapse rate? Normal lapse rate. It's called as the lapse rate or the normal lapse rate. ये कैसा value है? Is it a maximum value? It is a median value? It's an average value? It's a range? क्या है ये बताओ? Anybody? Median value, average value. Okay. कोई रीजन तो है, मैं छेड़ रहा हूं. ओके, लेट्स सी. रजनीश, आपने एक्स्ट्रा पढ़ा हुआ है, फाइन. लोएस्ट टेम्परेचर. मैं क्या पूछ रहा हूं, आप क्या बोल रहे हो? आई वांट टू नो, ये जो 6.4 है या 5 जो भी है, ये वैल्यू कहां से आया है? Okay, now 2-3 facts for some of you to shock you. First is, this is not the actual value. This is a hypothetical value. Okay, ये 6.4 जो है, this is actually what? It is a hypothetical, एक imaginary value है. If the atmosphere was balanced and in steady state, it's a hypothetical value. Reality में 6.4 कहीं नहीं होता है. It's a hypothetical value. It's an imaginary value. If the atmosphere is in a state of balance or is in a state called as steady state, if it is in a steady state, okay, it is a hypothetical value for an imaginary, okay, steady state atmosphere. So अगर ये imaginary है, तो reality में क्या? Does the atmosphere cool or not with height? Yes. उसका value क्या है? अगर ये imaginary